So we're going to review 3 words today. The first word is the word each, each. And we hear an E and we hear that digraph ch, right? The reason this word is a little bit tricky is that we just have to kind of know by heart right now that the E in each is spelled with an EA. And the CH is still doing what we would expect it to do. The next word that we're going to review is the word says. This word has 3 sounds, s, z. And if I listen to it, it sounds like it's doing this, s, z. Now, the S is behaving how I would expect it to, but that sound that I'm hearing in the middle is actually being made by AY, right? This word is say, and when I want to say says, I keep it like this spelling, but I add one more letter, which is also acting in a tricky way. Because in the word says, that Z sound at the end is made by the S. So there are 2 parts in the word says that we need to just know by heart, the AY and the S. Okay, and the last word we're going to review today is the word could. And if we stretch this word out and listen to each of its sounds, tapping each of its sounds, we have k, d. And the C is behaving the way we would expect it to in this word, k. But the sound is being made by 3 letter sounds that we don't see too often, right? O-U-L. So we just kind of have to know that part by heart. And then the d at the end is behaving the way we would expect it to. So could is spelled C-O-U-L-D. Each says could. And for our new words today, the first word that we're going to listen to is the word any. And if I listen to the word any, e, I'm hearing 3 sounds that kind of sound like this. E. Somehow that we're making some sort of long E sound at the end. And the reason this word can be a little bit tricky is that first word, that first letter, is actually an A, even though when we say any, we hear that short E sound. The next letter is behaving as we would expect it to, N-E. And the last letter might be behaving the way you expect it to. If you know that in English, a lot of times when you hear an E at the end of a word, it's being made by the letter Y. But that also might be new information for you. So we might need to know this part by heart. All right, so the word any, as in I would like anyone to raise their hand right now, is spelled A-N-Y. The next new word that we're going to learn today is the word many. And the reason that we're including that one is that if you know any, you know many, right? So this word any is inside of the word many. I had many, many toys in my playroom. So that word many is spelled M-A-N-Y, and it has some of the same tricky parts as the word any. The next word we're going to learn today is the word how. Ow. And this word might be a little bit tricky because we hear this and then we hear ow. Sort of like an AW at the end there. And the first part of the word is behaving the way we would expect it to, but ow is actually spelled with an OW, not that AW sound that you think you might be hearing. So we just need to know by heart that how is spelled H-O-W. And if you know how, then you know ow, now, right? So those are a nice pairing to have together because if you know one, you know the other. And our last new word is also going to use that ow sound. The word is down. D-ow. Is what I hear. And if I look at the actual spelling, the D is behaving the way you would think it would. D. But that ow sound is pretty tricky. It's being made with an O-W. Okay, so again, that ow sound is an O-W spelling. And then the N is behaving the way you would expect it to in the word down, as in the opposite of up. right? So these are our new words for this week: any, many, how, now, and down.